Hello and welcome Dr. Jordan B Peterson. So great that you're watching this video. If all went according to my plan, then I should have given you this presentation along with some other items on your own presentation in Washington DC on the 10th of June. So let me just quickly tell a little bit about myself. My name is Aaron Drost. I live in the Netherlands and I have created a new ball sport called MuscleBall. And the goal of MuscleBall is to turn fitness into a team sport. And in the past month or so I created a documentary especially for you and for your audience to explain more about what the sport can bring and why I think MuscleBall can make this world a better place. And so why am I making this documentary? Well, I can say that I am a huge fan of yours and I'm very inspired by all of the content and things that you have done and shown me and all of the lessons that you have taught me, and I'm very grateful for that. The reason why I created this documentary is because I think that you are the best person who can not only understand the game and understand the concepts behind the game and why I created it, but also because I think that you can help test its validity, test the concept and maybe promote it also if you were interested in that. Also because I think that your platform can help more people understand and give insights about the fitness industry, of which I have a lot of experience in. And so I think that it is very important to spread that message. So the purpose of this documentary is to show you and your viewers why MuscleBall has such an enormous potential. This is because I think that the sport can provide a fundamental balance for people their lives. So to give a little disclaimer before we start, I am born in the Netherlands and so English is not my native language, so please bear that in mind, and that's so you know when I mispronounce anything that you know that. Having said that, this is the MuscleBall documentary. Do you love training in the gym, but are you tired of training on your own? And are you looking for a goal that takes your dedication to the next level? Then MuscleBall is the new form from fitness that you are looking for. Introducing the new ball sport MuscleBall. The new ball sport that turns fitness into a team sport. MuscleBall is the only sport in the world where you actively use all of your muscles to win the match. MuscleBall gives you motivation to go to the gym and offers you an alternative to train for the look, health and functionality of your body. MuscleBall is the solution for the every man for himself mentality and connects people in the gym through team sport. Join MuscleBall and turn fitness into a team sport. In this documentary you will find out how MuscleBall was created, how MuscleBall is played, what the motivation behind creating this new ball sport was and what MuscleBall can bring to the future of the fitness industry. But what exactly is MuscleBall and how does it work? And how can you actively use all your muscles in your body to win the game? The rules are easy to understand and I will explain you with this board. MuscleBall is a team sport that can be played indoors and outdoors. In a match that lasts 1 hour, 2 teams of 5 players each try to score the MuscleBall, which is this ball, into the opponent's goal. Now you might be thinking, what are the rules of MuscleBall? Well, in short, MuscleBall consists of 3 different components. To win the match, the players first need to gain the advantage, then second, they need to claim the ball, and thirdly, they need to score the point. Like that. Each component of the game is designed to specifically target different muscle groups in the body. But how does that work? I will explain it to you shortly. MuscleBall is a developing sport, which means that the sport can still change. Right now, the current indoor version is played the most because it's the easiest to set up. So today we are filming the indoor version of MuscleBall. So, good morning, today it's the 1st of June and we are going to film a MuscleBall match. So the match, the game rules and some other footage. So I'm very excited today and let's make a banger. Are you ready? Of course, and we are well prepared, so if you look in the back we have all sorts of contraptions that we brought today. So, well, it's a nice experience.
waar jij na pak een beetje 12 uur mee bezig bent.
Ja. Ja, zo is het.
Als hij het spel gewoon mee kunt.
Ja? 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 Wel tering hebben. Ja, mensen gaan er wel lekker op.
Before the competition starts, we always do a quick warm-up.
Hele goede middag, weer bij een nieuwe MuscleBall wedstrijd. Hoe gaan we vandaag schieten? Wat gaan we vandaag doen? We hebben vandaag 2 mooie cameramannen mee. Die gaan vandaag even filmen en shots schieten. Maar we gaan een beetje de regels behandelen. Dus ik ga af en toe een beetje hulp vragen van jullie. En dan gaan we lekker beginnen. We beginnen met een warm-up. En daarna gaan we een spel doen. Vervolgens gaan we alle verschillende onderdelen van het spel even behandelen. Dus zoals dat. Jullie mogen voor mij eerst eventjes 2 rondjes rennen.
Ik heb één.
Ik heb ook nog een droog. Ja, ik hoor het.
De gele lijn gaan we gewoon in 1 keer doen.
En dan ook weer terug.
En dan ook weer terug, maar dan een andere persoon. Ja? Oké, iedereen een groepje. Zal ik eerst goed zijn? Klaar? Ready?
Wil je tem maken en ik ga er weer in houden.
Ja, dat ook wel. Kom maar. Dat is het.
Nou.
Oké. Iedereen ready?
En dat voetje. Als je hier loopt.
3, 2, 1, go!
Ja, nou wat
Hey, ik zit op 2 minuten. Ja, ik heb het niet wel. 2 tegen 2. 2, 1, go! Je moet proberen. Ja.
Ik ga gewoon weg met mij, kijk uit. Hé, van die lenigheid is
Strekke benen.
Wat gestekte benen! Dat is nooit gezegd! Die zijn niet afgelegd. Nog steeds gestrekt.
Nog even door, nog even door. Warm zijn, een beetje sfeer zijn. Oké, wat gaan we nu doen? Nou, MuscleBall is gespeeld en speel je met 3 onderdelen. Dus die gaan jullie even snel leren voor de mensen die het nog niet hebben geleerd.
Let's go through the 3 basic rules and components of MuscleBall.
So, the first part of MuscleBall is the pushing duel, and it looks something like this. First off, the players grab each other by the waist, so the left arm goes around the other opponent's arm, and your right arm goes on the inside. So, what you do is you put your right foot in front, left foot behind. You stand up a little bit more, yes, like that. Then the referee whistles 3, 2, 1, go! And you try to push your opponent over this white line. Oh, it's close, it's close, it's close! Ah! So in this match, red has won the advantage.
Nee? Heel goed.
In the pushing duel, you use your chest, your triceps, your shoulders, but also your butt, your legs and your calf muscles.
So, in MuscleBall, we play 5 against 5. This is the blue team, and the blue team consists of 5 players. The middle player is important because he is the one who is going to climb in the next part. So in this situation, the red team has lost the advantage and the blue team has gained the advantage because the first person who is pushed over this white line with both feet has granted the advantage. So now the blue team runs up to this side and the red team up to their side. So a pushing duel should look something like this. 5 players against 5 players, team red against team blue, like this. Grab your opponent, 3, 2, 1, push! Something like that. 3, 2, 1,
Hij wint er gewoon elke keer. Die grote wint er gewoon helemaal.
So for the next component, the climbing component, let's slow it down. The two players of the blue team who got the advantage will help the center player get over this cabinet. So these both players, they lock their hands, making a strong foothold, and then the middle player will climb over. Once the middle player jumps on both his feet, lands on both his feet, he can grab the ball and pass it on to his companion. Perfect, zoals dat.
In the climbing component, you use your arms, your back and your conditioning.
So now, the red team has the disadvantage, and now they need to sprint all the way to this white line. Once all 5 players have crossed this white line, only then can they sprint towards the same line, but then of the opponent. So once 3 players have crossed this line, then the red team gets 1 point. But this point only counts before the middle and center player has climbed over the cabinet and landed with both his feet. So in this case, the center player was a little bit late, and so the red team gets 1 point. But in this case, the blue team is on time, and the game starts.
And in the playing component, you use your tactics, your body, your conditioning, and of course your shoulders, because you throw the ball like this.
So in the third and final component of MuscleBall, you play just like as if you were playing basketball. Only the difference is, if there's a foul, you get a free kick from the middle line. So when a foul is made, the ball is put on the center point, and the person who is fouled gets to get a free kick. It should look something like this.
When the winning side scores, the winning side gets 2 points. And if the losing side scores, the losing side gets 1 point. After a point has been scored, the ball is put back and a new round starts, and we go back to the pushing duel. The outdoor version of MuscleBall is played slightly different, because it uses the special constructions for climbing. I call these the MuscleBall constructions. These uniquely designed constructions turn MuscleBall into the only ball sport where you actively use your back muscles to win the match, which also gives you a good reason to train your back. Those were the basic rules of MuscleBall in a nutshell. But like I said before, MuscleBall is not only played indoors, you can also play outdoors on a field.
Those are the basic rules of MuscleBall.
Toen ik dit deed, vond ik het al heel leuk. Ja?
Roodvoordeel!
Ren met een solo. Ren naar de paard.
Ja?
Dus
Oké. Waarom heb je dat gedaan dan?
nou, ik heb het plaatsen met teamsport.
En ook, dat laat je natuurlijk vast. Ja, dan is het lekker. Ja, want ik doe het zitten denken. Voor mij zou dat geen loop. Ja, stel het festival wordt gecanceld. Ik kan altijd nog een beetje coulant zijn, de helft teruggeven. Zo wil ik heb ook een beetje.
Als het goed wordt, de eerste stap naar het land. Dus laten we een groot festival. €700.
Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Of course, my name is Aaron Drost. I live in the Netherlands and I have a huge passion for sport and fitness. I have a lot of experience in the fitness industry. For example, I've worked as a personal trainer, a fitness instructor and group lesson instructor at several gyms in the Netherlands. I also manage one of those gyms. But right now I'm busy with developing this new ball sport called MuscleBall.
How would you describe yourself as a person?
Well, what I can say about myself is that I always loved helping other people. I was a very tender kid, a very gentle kid, and I just wanted to make people feel better. But also I have some hobbies, so I like acting, paleontology and making music.
Tell us more about your experience with Jordan B Peterson.
What I can say is that I'm a huge admirer of Dr. Jordan B Peterson's work, namely because he gave me insights on topics such as politics, society, relationships, but also personal problems. And I also think he helped me understand that I could be way more capable if I would be able to conceptualize my ideas and express them through words. I started MuscleBall because I saw a lot of problems in the fitness industry, and instead of complaining about those issues, I decided to do something about it.
Can you tell us why?
Because it hurts me to see people struggling with these issues, and I really think I can do something about it.
Could you describe these problems?
So to start with, I want to say that I think that sports and training are fundamentally a good thing. So I think it's good to go to the gym, it's fundamentally good to start eating healthy. But there's also a negative aspect about training, sports and training, that I think is often overlooked, and we will discuss that in this documentary. To find out more about the conflicting sides of the fitness industry, I partnered up with Gym One, a gym in the center of Hoorn. And there I invited a couple of athletes to ask about their personal opinion. Hello Noah, welcome in this interview.
Thanks.
Hello Kevin.
Hi,
Nice to see you. Hello Mieke, and welcome to this interview. Hello Nathan, and welcome to this interview. Well, hello Tony, and welcome to this interview. Hello Timo, and welcome to this interview. Can you tell a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Timo. I'm 17 years old. I live in Hoorn, and I play sports and I make music.
Perfect, perfect.
Well, yeah, sure. I'm Noah. I'm 18 years old. I've been gymming for about 4 years now. 2 years professional, I would say. Like in the actual gym. Before that, I went training at my home. I had these 2 dumbbells, and I was like pressing them up like this, and I was doing this, and that's all I did. And yeah, that's basically my gym story.
Right.
My name is Kevin. I'm 24 years old. I gym a lot. I like it. It's one of my favorite hobbies. And I met Aaron in this gym as well. and today I'm here to speak about muscle ball.
Nou, I'm Mieke. I'm 18 years old and I live in Holland, that's in the Netherlands. Yeah, and I like to sport sometimes.
All right.
Yeah.
And for what goal do you like to train?
I would like to keep myself fit and just add some exercise. It's just not, I don't want to have a perfect body or something, just to feel good. Yeah.
Just for the health of your body. All right, perfect.
I'm Nathan, I live in the Netherlands. I train somewhat often. I try to do every day in the week, not Saturday, Sunday. Those are the rest days.
All right. And for what goal do you like to train?
I do it a bit for self-clarity and try to also gain a bit muscle to look, good.
A little bit for the look, but also for the mental aspect maybe. Yes. All right.
Yeah, I'm Tony. I have a nickname TJ. I'm 18 years old. I go to the gym like 3 years now. Before that I was obese, a little bit obese. So that was my motivation to go to the gym.
All right. And so you wanted to train, you wanted to train for a specific reason, but do you want to train for the muscle mass or more for the functionality of your body, or what?
Now I want to train for the muscle mass. I want to be aesthetic, not a bodybuilder or something. I want to just be lean, good looking, have a six pack, have nice muscles to show.
And also so nice shape in the body.
Nice shape in the body so I can improve my forming.
All right, perfect.
The following questions in this interview are a little experiment to see what you as a viewer, but also the interviewees, are looking for. So it might surprise you and tag along for the ride. Let's start with the first subject, the ideal body. Every athlete recognizes this. You look at photos or videos of top models online and you compare yourself to them. Think of bodybuilders like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Chris Bumstead, but also other models and influencers on social media that steal the show. We would often like to look like these athletes and we follow them as an example. But which athletes specifically do we use as examples, and are those body ideals really realistically achievable? Let's see which athletes these interviewees would want to look like.
I have a couple of questions for you. So the first question is about these 6 men and these 6 physiques that they have. I want to ask you, which out of these physiques would you like to have the most?
Which one? The physique I like the most, but I don't want it. The most is C-bum. But if I want a physique, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
All right, and why do you say you would like to have the most? If I would
compete in the bodybuilding, I want a C-bum.
Yeah.
It's just because his mass is so good and the shape of his body is also very nice. And the legs.
Yeah, the legs.
The legs, man. I want those legs.
But why do you say Arnold at the end?
Arnold is more aesthetic. It looks more natural. It's not natural, I know that, because I've seen his documentary. But I like his bicep, his chest, and his waist.
I think this one, in the middle.
This one?
Yes.
Can you tell me why?
Because he has a little nice rounded shoulders. He doesn't look too big. These other guys looks like human meat. And this guy looks a little bit more aesthetic than the rest.
All right.
But still a bit too big, but I like him the most.
All right.
Well, they're all great. I do really like the C-bum and the Arnold, but I myself like a bit more mass, so I would pick Samsu.
Samsu,
I'm a very big fan of muscle mass.
And maybe apart from these pictures, if I showed you a picture of Ronnie Coleman aside or Phil Heath, would you think this is more the type of physique that you would want to have?
The only problem that I have with those bodybuilders, with this happened very much with Ronnie Coleman, is the bubble gum that he often had when he was posing. So that's kind of my only ick about his physique.
Okay.
For the rest, it's beautiful. I really love it.
All right. And out of the other physiques, what is your ideal physique? So I know you. Out of hearing what you just said, I think you have an ideal body that you aspire to look like. But who is that? What is his physique? What's his name?
And Sam Sulek.
Sam Sulek?
Yeah, I really like his physique because it's very built, It's not that at least pretty aesthetic, but not like a small waist and broad shoulders. It's more broad waist, broad shoulders.
And why would you like the more bulky look?
I just really like it more. That's the thing. It's just, I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just a lot more feeling like home.
All right. Thank you for that.
I would think Arnold. It's mostly because of his chest and his bicep genetics.
All right.
Overall, I think his golden age bodybuilding look is way better than the 2024 looks.
All right.
I think I'll probably go for this one.
This one?
Yeah.
And why is that? Can you tell me a bit about why?
Because to be honest, this one looks the most natural of them all. This looks like a middle-aged dad. You could, if you train for like 10 to 15 years, you could be this. And you can see that he has a nice six-pack, but he still has a little bit of a belly sticking out. So that could be you know.
Having an ideal body image is not the problem. Body images can help people to go to the gym, train harder and be more disciplined. But can the body ideal also be a little bit too extreme? Let's ask another question.
So next question is, do you think Sam Sulek is natural?
No, because I have also done my research on this. He is not natural. There has been an entire list of what he takes, which is a lot of steroids.
Do you think Arnold was natural?
Well, for a fact, I know he's not. So it's kind of a double-sided sword, if you ask me. But yeah, I don't think he's natural. I know he took pills and he used a lot of steroids to accomplish his dream physique.
100%.
All right, and okay, and why do you think that?
Because the definition on his abs are not really normal, and the way he's shredded, is an amount of muscle that's not easily obtainable, and I don't think it's naturally obtainable.
I don't think they are. It takes too much time and too much of everything to be natural and achieve this.
And also
you
this
could
physique,
do it, but
also the physique that you just pointed at, or?
I think he's a natural.
Yeah?
Most of these guys are, so I would go for the natural.
Seaborn and Arnold are not natural.
All right.
I know that.
Okay, and the other men?
This Sam Sulek, I know he's not natural, he's 21 and you cannot complete that bodybuilding physique when you're 21 and not on steroids.
Joe Linder?
Joe Linder, yeah, I know he died off steroids, so yeah, I know he's not, and those two I don't know, but no, they're not natural.
All right, thank you.
A disadvantage of a body ideal is that if the person who is promoting their physique has attained their physique through the use of performance-enhancing drugs, aka steroids, then the results that they have are almost never achieved naturally. And as a result, many people feel compelled to use and inject the same performance-enhancing drugs themselves. Is this problem due to the athlete who is promoting their natural body, or to the people who are setting their goals according to these people? Either way, I think people use steroids for this reason. This is a picture from when I competed in a bodybuilding competition. And I was really happy about the results that I gained. So I was able to be more disciplined. I was very happy with the result of my body. But as you can see, I wasn't really happy. After I completed my first bodybuilding competition in a natural way, I was already so happy and proud of myself of what I had achieved at that point. So then I realized I didn't want and needed to become even bigger and bigger. As a former bodybuilder, I know how tempting it is to use steroids. But in my experience, I can say this: steroids are not the way for your mental health. That is because you are never satisfied with how you look. Even the biggest and best bodybuilders in the world are never satisfied with how they look. Look at Chris Bumstead or Arnold Schwarzenegger. They still want to improve. They still want to be better. If you were to ask me if I would want to improve my look, I could tell you about 10 things about my body that I would want to improve. So I realized that at a certain point, you have to decide for yourself whether or not you are satisfied with where you are with your physique, where you are with how you look. The use of performance-enhancing drugs or anabolics is incredibly harmful for your body, and I would advise anyone to not take those supplements. So, to give a couple examples of the negative side effects of using performance-enhancing drugs. So first off, bodybuilders have a shortened life expectancy. That means that bodybuilders on average die at a younger age. This is because of the low body fat percentage that they need to keep up for competition. Also, their conditioning gets worse and worse because when you get a lot of muscle mass, you can't run as much, for instance, because the muscles carry a lot of oxygen, and the more oxygen the body needs, the less you can provide it with your lungs. If you run and if you have a lot of muscle, you will be exhausted much faster than when somebody carries less muscle mass. Also hormonal issues, so you can get things as a bodybuilder like gynecomastia, where you can find it on the internet what it means, but also things like low energy are also very afflicting, because bodybuilders usually are when they stop with a cycle, they stop also with the amount of energy that they have, because their testosterone levels spike. So this is a lot of effects that keep adding up to each other, and you can't get them away. So please don't use steroids. I could go on and on about these problems. Bodybuilding also has the problem that only your look and your presentation are judged during the competition. And because only the look and presentation matter, bodybuilders get on extreme diets to get to the lowest possible body fat percentage, which is extremely unhealthy. To give you a little insight about what a healthy body fat percentage is, a healthy body fat percentage for a man is between 12 to 15%. But bodybuilders tend to go to the 6 to 8% range. So that's just to give you an example. Because of those low body fat percentages, your organs can fail more quickly, which means you can die of organ failure more quickly, and that's also one of the reasons why bodybuilders die at a younger age. What I want to say is that I have the biggest respect for bodybuilders, because I know from my own experience that it's such a difficult process to train, to learn how to diet, to getting down to that low body fat percentage. But I still find it contradictory that bodybuilders and other influencers that use anabolic steroids promote their bodies in such a way. If you would look at other sports, for example, and you compare them with fitness or with bodybuilding, for instance football, then the pro athletes, the professionals, are most of the time healthier than the amateur athletes in the same game. But in fitness, this is turned around, because by using all of those anabolic steroids, all of these performance-enhancing drugs, the professional athletes are actually way unhealthier than the amateur athletes. And in my opinion, I find that very odd. But the worst thing about this problem is that young teenagers who just started with their fitness journey already look up to these people and already look up to these unattainable physiques before they even begin. And that starts this cycle and keeps the cycle in place, where the young starting athletes are very tempted to use steroids, and after some time they promote it back. And so the steroid use never ends. I trained 3 years. It was hard training, it was difficult, but that's the process, that's what everybody loves. And it just took 3 years. And when you train a couple of years more, yeah, then you get even more muscle mass, and so the physique is really attainable. So you don't really need the steroids, and that means that you can draw your own line. On a lighter note, regardless of appearance, people love communicating and socializing with each other. Let's talk more about the unique social culture in the gym itself. Exercising in a social gym is very fun. You can catch up with other people, chat for a while, and afterwards start your own training. Yet you often see it. You go to the gym, you look around, and you see nobody you know. Everybody has their earphones in and is in a world of their own. You do the same as well. But could that be a barrier for socializing?
In which location or which type of setting you find socializing with other people most easy? So which setting out of all these 6 would you choose? So we have a school, we have a work office space or a place where you work, a football club or a club where you are a part of, the gym, festival or a club itself?
I think like this one or this one because most of the times you see a lot of people and it's just easy to talk with them because most of the time they are for the same reason there and you have something to talk about or
I would say the festival because I have gone to and it was a heavy metal festival and I met a lot of new faces there that I talked with and it was I got pretty good. I got to know them pretty well. Pretty fun talkers, I would say. And if I had a second opinion, I would say the football field because because they're both in it for the end goal. You're doing something as a team. So you're doing stuff together, so you have the same experience.
I would think the gym, to be honest, because everybody has the same motivation. They all want to get stronger or like have a bigger physique. It's all like the same.
Yeah, the gym. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In the bar, at concerts, and in the gym, I think.
I think it would probably be the football field.
The football field?
Yeah.
Okay, and can you tell me a little bit about why?
Because it's a team sport. Usually when you're on the football field, you're with your team. Even if you don't know those guys, you're gonna talk to each other about the sport and what you're doing. It's very natural. You don't even have to press a conversation or stress about it or think about it. You can already, you have to talk about the ball, talk about the passes, talk about what you're doing with your team. The conversations just go naturally, so I think that's the easiest place to hold a conversation.
Right. Yeah.
It's just nice to be here and then people around you have the same mission as you. But I like it because if someone is big or I need a spot, I go to the big guys because they can help me
Alright.
If I film my PR, then they help me.
So also they motivate you to train harder, to go to the next level. Alright. But how do you approach these people? Is it easy for you to meet new people or easy for you to train and do those type of things? Or is it still difficult to approach people inside of the gym?
For me, it's not difficult. I'm not socially awkward. I'm more like a person that goes to people and then, yo, you have a nice physique, man. And then, oh, thank you, you have also a nice physique. And then you show your muscles a little bit and that's it. But nah, I don't find it very difficult because I'm a very open guy.
Why is it not as social as, for instance, this festival or a club or something like that?
Because at the gym, you mostly train for yourself and not with others.
Okay.
And, it is a little bit harder to make connections because people are really in their own world and it's hard to like break into the world.
And why is that? Why?
Everyone walking with headsets, noise cancellation, and you really it's like a personal step up to like disrupt their training, and you feel like you're really disrupting someone. Doesn't feel accessible.
Why not the gym? What is the barrier for the gym? Why did you say not the gym?
Headphones.
Yeah, headphones
and earplugs. It's really the thing that's holding people back.
Well, I'm sure you've heard it before because the headphones kind of show you that they don't really want to talk, or the only time that I've actually talked with new people was just asking when they're done, and I can use their machine. So that's the only time that I actually speak with people I don't know.
So maybe, what's your opinion about this? So putting on the earbuds, having closed off to other people, do you think that is gets in the way of social interaction in the gym?
Well, it makes it a bit harder, because you have to first take off the earbuds or put off your hoodie, take off your headphones. It's kind of like a step in between interactions.
But why didn't you choose the gym? if I can ask you?
I think it's because when I'm at the gym, it's more for myself and not to meet more people or something. It's just, and when I look at the party, I think you want to meet people, and it's just another vibe there. Yeah.
Although the gym has enormous potential to be a great social hub for the community, it still lacks an element of involvement. Usually, everybody is busy with doing their own exercises, and talking oftentimes happens between sets. That makes it difficult to have deep and bonding conversations. In my opinion, this is due to the nature of training and fitness itself, which requires a lot of energy and focus. Training for hypertrophy takes a lot of energy and focus. This way, it is difficult to socialize in the gym. And when athletes are finished, they often return home with their earphones in, having talked to nobody. Yet athletes still find it important to talk and communicate with each other. But extensive communication in the gym, however, also results in a lack of focus and therefore a lack of results. So athletes are faced with a dilemma. Do I exercise together and maybe am I not as much focused for the exercise? Or do I train alone, but then I won't have a really fun time? Apart from regular training, alternative ways of doing fitness have been created to make fitness and training more interactive. Group trainings such as body pump, CrossFit, functional trainings and high rocks are some examples of this. Many people like to train in groups, and it is an extremely positive thing that these types of training styles exist. However, from my experience as a personal trainer, group lesson instructor and fitness instructor, I know that group lessons are not the most effective way to grow and build muscle mass.
Alright, so the next question is about these body ideals. So you chose Samsulek, but out of these 6 types of training, so this is functional training, this is high rocks, body pump, CrossFit, powerlifting or regular fitness training, what out of those 6 things do you think Samsulek does to attain his physique?
I would say a bit of mix, both on powerlifting and bodybuilding, regular weight training, because that is how most physiques get made in the gym. Like Jeff Nippert also does these kinds of things.
And why didn't you say the group trainings, for instance the functional training or the body pump?
Because those function trainings aren't built on becoming muscular, they're built on becoming a bit stronger with your own body, like not gaining muscle, but just getting strength.
You pointed at Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
But what kind of training styles, out of these 6 training styles, do you think are the most likely that Arnold used to attain their physiques?
I think they mostly did bodybuilding training and maybe a little bit of powerlifting training throughout their years, but mostly the bodybuilding training, because it hits the muscle more than to do like a lot of cardio or to do like in a group, because you cannot focus as much as you want to. It's better to be with one person instead of like 10, because the sets take longer, the reps take longer, and so you cannot get like the most out of your set.
So you find it also maybe a little bit distracting to be with all kinds of people around you, or is it less effective? Why is functional training, for instance, in your case, why don't you train like that?
You mean like with a group?
Yeah.
Well, I do train with a group, but I try to take that as less as possible, because I don't want to get distracted while I work out. I want to be focused on what I want to do. While I'm at the gym, I want to do my exercises good and steady. And when I'm with a group, I just can't focus that much, because I talk way too much with them about my weekend or things I did, stuff like that.
Chose Stam Bjorns, this is his name. Yes. But what type of training do you think they use to attain their physique? So we have functional group training, we have high rocks. I see you laughing already. You were laughing about this picture.
Yeah. This, what do you say this was?
This is a functional group training.
Group training. It's just, this is for middle-aged women who are 40 and just want to be a little bit fit. The training they do is not as intense as these other trainings.
And why is it less intense, do you think?
I think they don't use enough weight. Really?
Not enough weight?
Yeah.
Maybe also focus on too many muscle groups at the same time?
Yeah, as well, yeah.
Maybe lose some focus?
You know, to grow a muscle, you really need to stress the body, like a lot. That's how you grow. To really achieve these bodies, the most you need is a lot of muscle training. So I think I'd go with the normal gym training.
Alright.
Training with regular old gym equipment, like this one, is in my opinion the best way to train. It focuses not only on the large but also on the small muscles around your body, and in this way prevents injuries over the short and long term. When you compare strength training to hypertrophy training, which is training for muscle mass, I would say that training for hypertrophy is a better long-term investment, because you can lose your strength when you stop training, but you cannot lose your muscle cells. So muscle cells can actually shrink, but you can't lose them. And the advantage of keeping your muscle cells is that if you have done the work, if you have done the trainings and you got into a certain muscular development, when you stop training and start again, it's very easy to get back into shape. So that's one of the advantages that hypertrophy training has over strength training. There are other ways to train your muscles, but none are effective enough to really achieve as much muscular development as hypertrophy training. So we know that athletes in the gym find their appearance very important. But what is actually the best reason to go and train in the gym? The gym is a place where you build confidence and learn how to take good care of yourself. But a healthy journey towards self-improvement can also turn into an obsession and exclusion of others. Let's see how the others experience this.
So if you could look at just the top two pictures and the bottom two pictures, out of which of those pictures do you think the people are most happy?
Yeah, the football people, because they are in a team and all that, so you have friends to do it with. So I think that's why they're happier, because if you hit the gym alone, it's not very nice, especially when you're a beginner.
Well, obviously these people look way happier. So I think they'd probably be more happy than these guys.
But do you recognize this, training alone?
Yeah. I mean, I do it sometimes even. Hoodie up, cap on, just focus on your own zone. But this can also make you very happy. If you have a good training and you go home, you probably get really happy as well.
Do you think that if you would only do those types of training, so only with the hood up, only with the earbuds in, do you think it has a positive effect in the long run, or do you think you have to mix it up a little bit?
No, if you only do that, you're gonna get depressed.
So maybe a balance of both.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, I go for this because when you see him, he's not happy, and also you can see his face, but I think he's not that happy. You can see they are all happy, so, and they're with people, so they're really happy.
So do you think it works and it helps for people to be together for the happiness?
Yes, I sure do. Yeah.
Right.
I would say the soccer people, because soccer is like more of a team sport, which is fun to do. And when you're all alone in this picture, it's basically just like it becomes a routine to work out. So it's just only training and like
it's
that's it.
It's not fun, it's not enjoyable.
Well, it's enjoyable to get gains, but it's not like enjoyable to work out, especially if you're not strong at the beginning. And when you're alone, you need a company to help you throughout the journey. If you don't have a company, it really sucks, to be honest.
You notice that although exercising alone may grant you more focus and more energy for your training and thus results in better results, continuously exercising alone will not help you improve your mental health. And so it's a weird mix, because on one side you want to train and develop, but on the other side just doing that is too much and is not great for your health. This is why team sport is so important and why team sport is so popular. Team sport offers athletes a platform for social contact. It's also the place where players learn to collaborate with others. And being a great team player is an essential skill for success that will last you the rest of your life. After competing in my first competition, I also realized how difficult it was to get down to the body fat percentage, but also live with that low amount of body fat. It takes all the energy away from you and is very unhealthy, and it's not how you want to live. So you would think that if you would go down to a low body fat percentage, you would be healthier, but that isn't the case. So I was less enthusiastic and less energized, and I was only focusing on myself and my goals. I think that it is good to work on yourself, but there is a limit. There is a limit to how far you can go with going in the physique and still living an energized and healthy lifestyle. So I realized that for me the barrier was very clear. From the point that I cannot treat others well and cannot treat others with respect and with spontaneous and energized, then the sport and bodybuilding and the training doesn't become a healthy lifestyle, but it becomes an obsession. This personality trait is called narcissism, and it is one of the dark tetrad traits, which is dangerous to both yourself and to others. And thanks to Dr. Jordan B Peterson for mentioning and describing the dark tetrad traits.
Thank you very much for this interview, Noah, and I hope to see you at MuscleBall sometime.
Yeah, I will.
Alright, perfect. Thank you for having this interview with me. Thank you very much for this interview, and have a nice day.
You too.
Alright, time. I want to thank you and have a very nice day. I hope to see you at one of the MuscleBall events in the upcoming time.
In the future.
Tony, I thank you very much.
No problem.
I hope to see you again in the next MuscleBall match.
I will.
Alright, perfect.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. I would like to thank you very much for having a conversation with me.
No problem.
And I hope to see you again at MuscleBall.
I will.
Alright, perfect.
After the interviews, I noticed that a lot of these issues had to do with people being in an imbalance between these different components of the gym itself and taking them to an extreme, disregarding the other components. For instance, if you obsess over just your training, you get lonely. But if all you do is talk in the gym, you won't get results. So by just focusing on one part, you miss out on many of the other components that will help you lead a happy life. I noticed that fitness is not only about one thing, one-dimensional, like just training or just socializing, but it's in finding a balance where you can achieve the best version of yourself by going after a balance between appearance, functionality of your body, the look, and your health. I realized that if you focus only on one of these parts, you won't find balance. So the trick is to find something that naturally brings you in this balance and still gives athletes a reason to train.
Now that we know what the problems of the fitness industry are, we can figure out how to solve them. Today we are at Football Club Always Forward. And this is also the first location where we played MuscleBall. So it has a lot of history behind it. And we play there since 2022. And today we invited some people who already played MuscleBall, some athletes, to ask them their opinion about the problems of the fitness industry.
Well, hello Nick, and
Hello.
welcome to this MuscleBall interview.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Nick. I'm 20 years old. I recently started a new job at Schiphol, and I love to go to the gym.
Nice, nice.
I go about 6 times a week, and I'm still in school, but I'm trying to combine it with gym and work, you know.
Alright, alright.
I'm Enrique, I'm 20 years old. I go to the gym, and my other hobbies are playing piano, and I also have my own company.
Alright, alright, nice, nice. Well then, hello Michael. and welcome.
Okay. Hello, thank you for having me.
Okay. Okay. Hello Michael.
Hello.
And welcome to this interview. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm Michael. I'm 16 years old and I live in the Netherlands, of course.
Of course.
And I played MuscleBall for about a year now, and I go to the gym very often. And I just graduated high school. And next year I'm gonna be a mechanic in a workshop.
All right, nice. Well, Melle, 17. I go to the gym, MuscleBall, of course, and I study.
All right.
That's about it.
And how did you come in contact with MuscleBall? How did it come to be?
So at the gym, I have a lot of friends there, and they were talking about MuscleBall, and it was going around a lot. And I was like, "Hey, invite me! I'd like to join." So when I came here, it was amazing. It just clicked instantly.
All right, perfect. And can you tell us a little bit about why you started training, and maybe also a little bit about your sports past?
Yeah, well, first of all, I knew you, of course, from football way back, and you stopped with football earlier because of injury problems, and I continued playing football, but then I also went to the gym. And that's where I met you again, and then you told me about MuscleBall, so I was like, yeah, let's go check this out, because of course you're a former teammate.
So why did you start with the gym and not continue playing football?
Well, at first it was just, I saw people, like my friends were going to the gym, and I saw them making the newbie games, and they're like, yeah, I need to get those as well, I can't get behind on schedule. So I just joined them because I didn't want to get lacking behind, and then as I kept going to the gym, I realized it was more, you just could focus more on yourself than with football, because with football you need to rely on the team as well.
And what do you like about MuscleBall?
Well, the contact, you make a lot of contact, play much. Your stamina increases, a lot of teamwork, but also the competitiveness. That's something I really like about it.
All right.
It got me some friends with who I go to the gym sometimes. Just because of MuscleBall, the group, the people, they want to improve themselves, and if you put yourself in that environment, you also get better yourself, improve yourself.
Well, you, Aaron, of course, the one and only creator of MuscleBall, has been my friend for a very long time. We went to the same school together when we were kids, and we just kept in contact for a while, and he ended up coming up with an idea that I thought was fantastic, so of course I had to jump in and try and help out where I could, and I enjoyed doing it.
Perfect. Well, thank you for that compliment, and also thanks for all the help that you have been giving for MuscleBall in the past period. So thank you very much. Today I'm going to be asking a couple of questions, and the first question starts off with this one. These 6 figures, and the first question is, if you could have one of those physiques, which one would you pick?
I would say the 3rd one or the 6th one.
So this or this one?
Yes.
Well,
if you could pick one.
Yeah, if I could pick one, I think it's probably Jesse James West, but for all of them I think the physique is okay. I wouldn't complain if I had either of these physiques.
On the bottom right.
Bottom right?
Yeah.
The Bakayama one?
The Bakayama one, yeah.
Alright, and can you tell me why?
It's just aesthetic. I mean, on the top left you have like a mass monster, that's also something I would like, but the Bakayama physique is something I would like to achieve one day.
Alright. If you could look like one, which one would you pick and choose?
You're making me choose between Jesse James, Jeff Nippert and David Late. This is difficult. Hold up. Yeah, I'd have to say Jesse James.
Jesse James?
Jesse James.
Yeah?
I think you could achieve something similar in, I don't know, 10, 20 years training, eating well, living good, you know.
Alright, perfect. Did they attain their physiques naturally?
Well, I hope so. So, I would say yeah, but some of these figures I know they're natural, so I would definitely say it's achievable, yeah.
Well, that's a big question, but I think most of them are not. I mean, Jesse James West, he kind of claims to be natural, but I'm not sure about it because he just has such a low fat percentage. And with other people like Jeff Nippert, I think he has the highest fat percentage, but he's still really lean. And also, whenever people get this big, you always have to question whether they're natty or not, because it's just so normal nowadays that big people are on steroids.
And what if I told you that all of these physiques, with maybe the exception of this one, are natural?
Well, then I will congratulate them on achieving this without taking any substances.
All right. Damn. So, so that it surprises you?
Yeah.
And can you tell me why?
Yeah, I've never been that lean before, you know. I started off at 50 kg, bulked up to 100, but never been this lean with the amount of muscle.
The amount of muscle, yeah, yeah. Well, it is difficult to attain that physique, but
it is possible.
It is possible. So that's maybe something nice to think about.
It's quite interesting to see that the body ideal can also be achieved in a natural way. So I think athletes would be very happy if they pursued a body ideal like this one. Or this one. Or this one. Or this one. Now that we know that athletes want to be more social, want to have a more social environment in their gym, but without being distracted from their training, we can design a new fitness concept with MuscleBall. A design for a MuscleBall gym like this one would be ideal to fit that description.
All right, next question is these 6 pictures, and they are connected.
Yeah.
So the first one is socializing on the field, but also in a canteen, for instance like this one. The second one is training in the gym with other people and having a great time in a MuscleBall sports facility.
Yeah.
And the last one is
outdoors.
Outdoors or indoors, doesn't matter, but playing the game itself on a field. And my question to you is, would you go and have a lifestyle like this? Would you want to train in a gym like this?
I mean, I already train in the gym, so to make it more about MuscleBall, something that really fascinates me, I definitely would, yeah.
All right. And would you like those elements to implement them in your life as well? So more social contact with sport, more
Definitely,
training,
yeah.
more...
You know, I like my gym. I've been going there for about a year and a half now. But yeah, it's missing a couple of things. And I think the gym you guys have painted out here looks better than the one I'm going to right now. Of course, I know some of the guys that play MuscleBall. They're good guys, and I'd love working out with them. So yeah, I think I'd step over, switch gyms if I could.
If the possibility would occur. All right.
Yeah, they want to be part of a group, but they're not there for the gram or something. I think these people are all really focused on themselves. And I think if you could get all those people in the same gym, that it could really benefit people to push themselves harder.
All right, perfect.
Yes, I would say yes, because I think it's fun to interact with other people while you're training. And in some other gyms you are just in one space, everybody, you just focus on your own thing. And often you don't talk with other people, but I think if you can socialize, you can learn about someone and maybe become friends with them. And yeah, I would train
in a gym like this.
All
right, perfect.
The goal of MuscleBall is not to replace fitness, but to improve it. By giving gyms a makeover with an additional MuscleBall field and a larger canteen, you create an ideal environment for athletes to not only exercise but also to socialize and play. So the goal of MuscleBall is to make a place where people want to go, not a place where people need to go. And the difference of it is play. So play softens everything up, it makes it light, it makes it fun. And the gym is often a place where it is difficult to socialize. And by adding a spacious canteen, socializing is also made way easier. So you have the socializing element, the play element, and the training element.
Now that we know that athletes are looking for social contact without losing results from their fitness training, we know that there needs to be room for both.
Which type of training style do you think the figure that you just pointed to, the Bakayama figure, but any other figure that was in those physique list, used to attain the physiques?
Well, I used hypertrophy, so I hope he also did.
Yeah, I think mostly if you want to really get like this physique, you need to practice hypertrophy, because you're chasing aesthetic instead of power. So you're not going to lift heavy, you just want to lift something that's going to develop as much muscle as possible while decreasing the amount of fat you get.
Yeah, all right.
I would think they are weightlifting and powerlifting. Maybe some do calisthenics, I don't know, but I think most of them weightlift.
Hypertrophy training, mostly, especially Jeff Nippert.
All right.
Athletes are looking for social interaction as long as it doesn't get in the way of their results. The solution lies in finding a way where you can still socialize and train without the socializing getting in the way of your training results. With MuscleBall, you create a place where you have both advantages without the disadvantages, and that makes it extremely interesting for athletes all over the world.
In my opinion, playing sports is not just for gaining a look, but it's also to learn how to cooperate and how to work together with other people. This is important because you need to know how to set yourself up in the world. So let's see how MuscleBall can fulfill that need.
I have shown you, these are 4 pictures. This is a guy, of course, with a shredded physique. This is a guy socializing in his sport group. This is a guy carrying groceries and, of course, a family. And so my question to you is, pick one.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Damn it, that's a hard one because I really like going to the gym, but when you're in a good team and when football is good, there's just the high you get when you get a good game and you perform well and your team performs well. There's not much like it, but with the gym you always have the consistency that it will always be good and you're the only person it's relying on to be good.
So you would pick the physique?
Yeah, I would. Of course, it's between one or the other from the top sides, but yeah, family I'm nowhere near that, so it's not something I think about.
Okay, okay.
Oh, that's gotta be a difficult one, man. See, I'm young, so and of course I go to the gym, so I'm inclined to pick the physique or the functional strength, or. But yeah, no. If I had to pick just one for the rest of my life, I'd have to go with a loving family, of course. It's important, but I hope I can get all of them at some point.
I would choose the family because yeah, I think it's important to have a family, have a wife and children, and yeah. Of course, you don't sit on the couch all day, but if I only can pick one, I would choose a family.
And if you could pick a second one?
Then I would do sports with other people, I think.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Yeah, of course I'd like to have a family someday. But socializing, that's also one thing on top. So if I would do the socializing.
Socializing? Alright.
I mean, the way I'm happy now is with socializing, so if I can implement that further in my life, that's something I really would.
Alright. And what if I could tell you that you could have them all?
Then I would choose that.
Yeah?
Of course.
And what if I could tell you that you could have all 4? Would you take it?
Why wouldn't I?
If you
would
work
you
hard.
do it?
Oh, for sure. I'm trying to do it right now.
Alright.
Yeah.
Perfect. Would you go after it?
I definitely would, yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, this is pretty achievable, you know, having a family, also still going to the gym in the late hours, and then still socializing during the day, or, you know, skip the gym a couple times and then socialize with friends.
Over time, I think everyone has different preferences for what they want to train for. Some people love to train for the team element, others like to train for the look, and others like to train for the functionality of their body. With MuscleBall, all goals are intertwined because you train for both yourself and for others. MuscleBall as a sport was created and invented to give people an opportunity to live a new fitness lifestyle. But how do current athletes look at the sport, and do they see themselves playing MuscleBall regularly as their main sport? In the next part, I interview a couple of interviewees about their opinion.
Do you view MuscleBall more as a sports game or more as a lifestyle?
That's a difficult one.
Right now?
Right now, well, it's new. So for now, it's still a sports game. But like I said, I think when the time arises that it grows really big, it's going to be a lifestyle, just like any other big sport is.
I mean,
you can be honest.
To really get into the game, you have to make it a lifestyle. But the way I view it more is as a game, just to know, go here every Saturday or Sunday or when it's planned, and just come have a great time, and not really play competitive. But if there were to be a competitive play, I definitely would.
Well, for now, because it is not big yet, it's more like a sport. But I will see it becoming a lifestyle in the future.
And do you think, in extension, that MuscleBall can grant you an opportunity like that to live a balanced life, to live a life where you could have all of these components and not overcompensate one or either?
Yeah, I think so. It's, of course, when MuscleBall does, because I believe it will, go professional, the professional players, I'm not sure if I could be one of them because I'm not sure if I'm skilled enough, but I would like to try, of course. It would take up a lot of time, but look at soccer, for example. Professional soccer players also have families. They have physiques based on the sports they play. They're not overly jacked, but like their legs are big, they're fast, they're strong. I think it would be achievable in combination with MuscleBall, and I think it could actually help because MuscleBall can push you to get better. If you always lose the duel, you'd want to get stronger. If you build a bond with some guys, like, for example, you want to start a gym, like a full-on building where you can train, play MuscleBall, etc. If you have a couple of guys there, you play MuscleBall, you also have access to the gym, you push each other, you grow. Well, the functional strength, the training, the friendships, you got that. If you work hard, you'll get the strength and the gym gains too. And it's gonna be a bit of a balancing act, but of course, you should always have place for a family and kids maybe in the future.
All right, perfect. And do you think that MuscleBall grants you a lifestyle that resembles something like this, that you could live?
Yeah, I think with MuscleBall you are inspired to go to the gym and lift weights, get stronger. And while playing MuscleBall, you are in a team, so you are having the team spirit. And when you go to the gym and train and get stronger, you also get functional strength for example, lifting groceries. And eventually, you will get a family
if you work hard.
Work hard.
All right. And do you think MuscleBall grants you that opportunity right now?
I mean, MuscleBall is really about socializing and having fun. Also, you know, the training. So that would mix the socializing and the training.
What do you think is necessary for MuscleBall to turn from a sports game, which you said correctly, into a lifestyle?
I think we need to give it time, of course, to grow, bring it out to the masses, because if you want a sport to grow, people will have to come and see and try it out, and you know, once it gets a foothold, you can grow from there, and that way, eventually, it could become a really big lifestyle sport.
And do you think maybe competitiveness is something that is lacking right now, because it's only one location, it's playful, but it's not, oh, let's go and work for the next one, let's go and train for the next match or the next competition. Do you think competitiveness and a competitive league helps MuscleBall to get to that lifestyle status?
I would say if there are more people playing it, and if you have,
maybe a competitive league, maybe?
more competitive, because if you are playing the same teams with a little bit of a difference with some new people, then it eventually becomes the same, and it isn't competitive anymore. It's still competitive, but just less than when you are every time with new people. And yes, if there's competition with a lot different teams, yeah, I think it could become a lifestyle, because then you are more motivated to train and win.
Do you think that people would want to regularly play this, go to the gym, and then maybe one time in the weekend go and train? So not like that they have a really big lifestyle, but they go like 3 times to this gym, 2 times of those times are going and training, and 1 time is like a match or it's on the field or something like that.
Yeah,
or just maybe for relaxation.
Yeah, I wonder, because the thing with MuscleBall is that the sport is I think the sport is mostly the social aspect of it is really fun, but if you're going to practice week by week, I don't know if it would still be because there's not that much of competition yet. You're mostly just messing around with your friends.
Something like that. Do you think the competitiveness is essential?
Well, for us now, I think if you have strict rules and you have to make sure that people comply to those rules, I think there could be a competitive scene, because it's a bit like basketball, rugby, and it's a lot of sports that people are already familiar with. So I could see it becoming something big because they already do it.
Yeah, it would, having played and been on the sidelines a while, because I had an injury, so I couldn't play every match we played. I did see, usually there were the same guys showing up, and we're all friends, they're all friends, so it was a little friendly and not really competitive. Some people were kind of competitive and pushing each other, but I think if we made it more public and we had other people to play against, we would all try harder, because you want to win, you want to be the best. I think that would help, yeah. When MuscleBall does get big and people want to come see, and it will attract a larger public, you will get competition, and competition is what really drives you to want to be the best, to go to the top. So it has to get a little bigger so that it becomes more competitive, and then that's what pushes you to.
No salary, no.
Well, that's of course that's also important, yeah. But I don't think every professional athlete does it just for the money.
If MuscleBall opened a new gym or sports complex in your area, would you subscribe and leave your gym?
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's a difficult question, because I have a really I've really fun at my gym where I'm at right now. So to switch gyms, I would consider it, but there's still an option. I would stay on my own.
All right.
But the more that I play the sport, the more that I get a feeling for it, then I'll be like,
let's go.
I'll just give it a try.
Yeah.
Of course, it looks a lot better than the gym I go to, and especially if you also know the people that go there, it's also a social factor that brings you there. And the fact that you can also just play cardio, or you can practice cardio by doing games instead of just running on a treadmill. That's
makes
also
it more fun.
that
Also.
makes it more attractive.
Yeah. If MuscleBall would be very competitive worldwide, just like football, for instance, and people would be competitive teams, competitive sports, would you go to and buy tickets to some matches, for instance?
Yes, I would do that.
All right.
It's fun to go with friends to a game, or with a child of yours.
It depends, of course, but especially for the first time, I would definitely like to see what the paid athletes, how they play the game, because of course there's just the fun way that we play it, and then there's the competitive scene where they're trying to X out every single little bit to get the upper hand on their opponent. And I think that would be really interesting to see how they try to get the upper hand
and to get the upper hand to win. Yeah. All right.
Well, to view the game, just to watch, that's a great experience. So yeah, I would, but the costs and the travel time is something that I'm still going to keep in mind.
Maybe on television?
On television I would watch, definitely.
Well, I might be a little biased because been here from the beginning, but yeah, I'd love to see that actually.
All right.
I think the sport is awesome. So, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm skilled enough to be one of the pros, but who knows?
Who knows? Maybe
I'd love to see and try it out
in the future.
Yeah.
If you would watch content, so for MuscleBall, like on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, what kind of content would you want to watch?
Well, I believe so far we've only had short form content, TikTok, Instagram videos, a couple YouTube shorts. Some longer videos could probably, documenting full matches, strategies, training videos, like how to get better at MuscleBall training videos. Having a gym, maybe having a professional trainer that specifically picks out gym exercises that could get you stronger in certain positions of MuscleBall. I think that kind of informative nerd type videos.
Jeff Nippert should
Jeff
make
Nippert,
a video.
yeah, exactly. I'd watch that for sure.
Yeah. All right, so Jeff Nippert, David Late, and what was the other
Jesse
one?
James.
Jesse James. They need to. We're calling you out. Jeff Nippert, David Late, and Jesse James West. Come to MuscleBall, come play, and let's see if you like it.
If you show up, bro, I'll be there. I swear.
We will beat you. We will beat you.
I'm buying you all protein shakes. I promise.
Me too. All right.
I would say maybe some training tips or workout tips for training for MuscleBall.
All right. What would you like to see?
Matches being played, what they do to prepare for the matches, but also what they think will improve and what their strategy is. So you can also implement those.
All right.
That's something I would like to see for those really competitive players. But if I would see a bunch of competitive players, then I would also jump in because it's something I really enjoy to do, and also the bit of competitiveness is something that
if
keeps
they are
me
already
going.
competitive, then you want to.
Then I'll match that energy.
Yeah. All right. Well, last question. After this interview, what do you think about MuscleBall? Have you had any change of thoughts?
No, I have actually been a firm believer that MuscleBall can and will be a big sport someday. So it hasn't really changed my mind because I already believed it, but it probably just strengthened the idea that it's gonna get big. It's giving me more of a hopeful feeling that I'm right and that it will actually happen.
Yeah, I think especially if you have like the big gym that you propose, that you have the MuscleBall game and you have the gym as well, so people can choose whether or not they're going to the gym or to the MuscleBall, but they're still in the same building as the people they're already socializing with. I could definitely see it become a lifestyle just like CrossFit or something.
All right. Well, thank you very much for this interview.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
I hope to see you and to train and to play with you, of course, for a long time.
Thank you for having me. I hope so too. You too, man.
I thank you, and I hope to see you in MuscleBall matches in the future.
Yes, I hope as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much for talking and giving your opinion. And I hope to see you in the future for MuscleBall matches
again very soon.
All right. I thank you very much and have a nice one.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Bye bye.
So, after doing some research, after asking some people who already participated in playing MuscleBall, we can finally see and fit together what MuscleBall can fix and what issues MuscleBall can fix. These are the 7 main problems that I could figure out that MuscleBall solves. So let's go right through them. So first of all, MuscleBall gives you motivation to train all your muscles in the gym. And this is because the 3 different components activate and target different parts of your body. So you get all your pushing muscles, you get all your pulling muscles, your legs, your upper body, everything is trained and everything is activated. So in the gym you can target specifically on the different kind of movements, which makes it very effective to do alongside the gym. It gives you the motivation to train and actually use your muscles. And so the second thing is socializing with people at the gym without disturbing their workouts. And this is because, for instance, a MuscleBall gym or a MuscleBall sports facility with a gym, a field and a canteen can offer people who go to the gym and athletes a place where they could both hang out, a place where they can focus on their workouts, and also a place where they can relax and just have a nice time. And socializing actually happens inside of the same sports building. Instead of people just going with their earplugs, walking outside of the building, it's now possible to have the social interaction and bring communities together. The third problem it solves is the healthy way for athletes to showcase their physiques. So oftentimes bodybuilders show off of the gym, show their abs, show their muscles, and I've done it myself. So the healthy way is if athletes already trained, they already have their muscle, they don't show off unless the match day starts and you show off your nice physique. After scoring a point, for instance, or just on the field because you have a tank top, and it gives you a natural reason to show your results, but also to do it in non-taxing way for others, so it's not in your face. The fourth problem that MuscleBall solves is making fitness fun and playful. So you can see it already right here. After a nice match, people were nice to each other, people were happy, people were smiling, enjoying their competitive element. And in the gym, it's just to focus on your body, on yourself, and you cannot focus on other people. And this gives you also a feeling like you have to perform, you have to do a certain thing, because people think that training is something that they must do and not something that they would want to do. And by adding this social element, it also makes it fun. The fifth problem that MuscleBall solves is actually preventing steroid use. So because MuscleBall has this conditioning element to it, not very long distances like football for instance, but they still have an element in which you actually need to run and need to be agile. This puts a lot more tax on people who have too much muscle mass, and that way you get a natural balance between muscle mass and conditioning. And so bodybuilders who are too large cannot even perform well on the field. This is nice because if MuscleBall would be more popular, less people would feel the need to actually use steroids because they don't have the need to become as big. The sixth problem that's being solved is actually supporting positive body ideals, healthy body ideals. Healthy body ideals are needed for the mentality of people, but also needed to give people more motivation, because if you have a healthy body ideal, you can actually take some steps towards achieving that goal and you don't have to use anything for it. The seventh and final problem that's being solved is the prevention of narcissistic personality traits that people have inside of the gym. This is because teammates can confront you with your bad sides, and in the gym you only see yourself, you don't talk to other people. And adding this social component gives people a reason and forces people as well to behave in a better and more social manner. And this prevents narcissistic personality traits because they need to be able to play a right game. They need to be able to play a right game that is nice for them, nice for the other people, and not bad on the short and not bad on the long term. What can I say? It's the missing link in the fitness industry. But what is MuscleBall right now? Right now, MuscleBall is played by me, of course, and my friend group in the city of Hoorn, Netherlands. It's on a small basis. We don't have a really large complex where we can play and train. And we started about 2 years ago. We of course promote our content and our game on social media. For instance Instagram, but also YouTube as well. Yeah, and we try to promote our lifestyle, promote every component of MuscleBall. Yeah, and we've been steadily growing in the last 2 years, so that's a positive. And of course we also give workshops to mostly high schools, but also event bureaus, event organizing bureaus and gyms in general. The workshops are a one-time thing, and it's just played like a game. And that brings me to the next point. The next point is very important because it's about the purpose of MuscleBall and why I created it. And we see two different kinds of pictures right here. So the first component that you see is just people playing the game. It's very nice, people like it, people enjoy it, but they still see it as a game. And what I have made MuscleBall for is to create a new lifestyle. So a new lifestyle centered around fitness, about socializing, about being the best person you can possibly be, but also in finding balance in your life. So not only just training for your look, but also training for the functionality and the health of your body. So our goal is to turn MuscleBall into a lifestyle brand and make a profit out of it. But how can we get from A to B? So the first thing that we need to do is to make the lifestyle possible. And that means we need to make it possible on two different levels. The professional level and the non-professional level. So non-professional athletes, but also professional athletes need to be able to perform MuscleBall, but also have motivation to play. And now I want to give an example about how something like this could start. And so let's go back to bodybuilding. In 2016, the classic physique division was formed. Before then, only the open class bodybuilding existed. This meant that the people who actually lived a bodybuilding lifestyle could only win and compete in a game that was open class. And that meant people needed to get as big as possible. And in getting big, they also lost their shape and their aesthetic. And so in 2016, the IFBB Pro League added another division called the Classic Physique. And from that point on, the impact of more classical physiques, of more aesthetic physiques, increased up to the point that the Classic Physique is now more popular, in my opinion, than the open class bodybuilding divisions. And this is proof of what people need. And so what they need is a goal. They need a goal to perform, they need a goal to be the best person, and they need a goal to achieve, they need a goal to work towards. And that's what makes the whole aspect interesting. Because everything starts with motivated professional athletes that train towards a shared goal. So the next question would be, what do pro athletes need? So first of all, they need job security with salaries and bonuses, but also sustainability. So the game needs to be an infinite game that is continually played, so they need to have a competition where they can keep improving, because otherwise why train just for one goal? It's best to keep training and keep up their tempo and keep up their discipline to stay on top of their game. But also they need to have a competitive league. So a competitive league means that they need to improve to win more matches. They need to be more stronger. They need to train harder. They need to be more cooperative with their teammates. And it has to be a fair game, because without a fair game, the rules are not clearly identified, and it's difficult to, and it becomes easy to cheat or to cheat the system. And so also what they need is travel provision and living provision as well. So let's go then to the non-professional athletes. What do they need? Well, they need opportunity to become a pro athlete. A local sports facility and an amateur competition in which they can begin and start with their journey, to learn also the basics of training itself, to learn the basics of the game, to learn the basics of their body, and this could be implemented as well at a young age, for instance. And of course involvement at the top sport lifestyle, so they need to see some content, but they also need to be able to visit matches, go towards specific games, especially made for MuscleBall, but also maybe events, one-off events where they can prepare for a match if they have never ever played the game before. So those are the things that non-professional athletes need. Having said that, what needs to happen? Well, the first thing that needs to happen is there has to be an infrastructure that supports all of this. There has to be an infrastructure that is created and also made for MuscleBall and for those goals. So first of all, what you need is a central sports complex. So you can do a big one, you can do a small one. If you do it locally, you can do a small one. If you want to have a big one, you also can make a giant sports complex in which a whole competition can be played. But also a competitive league in which professional athletes already are getting a salary. The next part is content, of course, because without content, who would even know that MuscleBall exists? And there has to be infrastructure around merchandising, because if there is no merch to sell, you have no products to sell, and you lack a lot of profit that you can make. And so let's talk a little bit more about monetization opportunities. So we have the following four. So one of them is, for instance, buying tickets. So buying tickets for a large event, but also buying tickets for matches being played in a professional league, for instance. Then you can also sell gym subscriptions. So MuscleBall is a new type of fitness, and that means that you can also create a new fitness hub, a fitness center in local areas. Then of course you have merchandising, because who doesn't want these very nice MuscleBall hoodies and other items, of course, that you can use for training, for instance, but also for your health, supplements. All of those things could be sold, but also team shirts, things like that. And of course, lastly is broadcasting rights, because you shoot media, you shoot content, you shoot matches with your media infrastructure, and with that you can also sell the broadcasting rights.
Now let me explain the future of MuscleBall.
To summarize, this documentary was made to show you, Dr. Jordan B Peterson, and in extension the team and the Daily Wire, how fun, exciting and interesting MuscleBall is, even with no competition and even with limited resources. It shows you the logic behind the idea and that there is a demand for athletes in the gym for such a sport. It shows you the game rules and of course the inspiring atmosphere that MuscleBall creates. This documentary demonstrates our team's combined dedication to the sport and our wish and ambition to take it to the next level. MuscleBall has enormous potential and I know it will become a world-renowned sport just like soccer, basketball or American football. That is, if we are given a chance to present it to the masses. So what is the next step? Well, the next step is to introduce MuscleBall to the masses. And we plan to do that in 2 steps. Our first step is to create this new MuscleBall sport complex as we have described it in this documentary. We want to create this sport complex in the city of Los Angeles in California. Because LA was the springboard that allowed the sport of bodybuilding to become popular to the masses. And we plan on doing the same with MuscleBall. The MuscleBall Sport Complex will grant people the ability to live the MuscleBall lifestyle in the way it was intended to. Namely, by connecting and motivating people in the gym through team sport. And after the MuscleBall Sport Complex is built and makes a profit, we go on to step 2, which is spreading the idea of MuscleBall to the rest of the world. We plan on realizing that by creating a highly improved and interesting MuscleBall movie. This movie will be about the importance of friendship, about taking responsibility for your life. It's a story about achieving your goals, about living a balanced life and becoming a competent member of society by working hard and living the dream. This is all brought through the refreshing lens of a team of young guys that play MuscleBall together. Me and my friends will help build and manage this new MuscleBall sport complex. They capture the essence of MuscleBall that I think is so needed if we want to create MuscleBall in Los Angeles. And with my own experience as a former fitness manager, I can safely say that MuscleBall will be making a profit within the first year. Especially if we get some help marketing the sport with the help of you and the Daily Wire. Profits of this new MuscleBall sport complex will be split 75% to you and the Daily Wire and 25% will go to MuscleBall. I believe that you and the people at the Daily Wire are competent, experienced and motivated individuals that can help make this happen. Because I believe you understand the message of MuscleBall and see the good that we are trying to do with it. If the Daily Wire is open to making this movie and wants to invest in this new MuscleBall sport complex, then I would love to make you and the Daily Wire our exclusive broadcasting and content creation partner. Giving the Daily Wire exclusive broadcasting rights to future MuscleBall matches, games, events and other forms of content. And to explain how MuscleBall will make a profit, I created a business plan and sent it along with this documentary for you to check out. Here you can also find more information about each member of the team that I would like to take with me to the United States. And in addition to this business plan, here are some examples of the enormous revenue streams that MuscleBall can make as a worldwide sport. And in extension, what broadcasting rights alone can make for the Daily Wire if they decide to invest. To put it simply, broadcasting rights have huge investment opportunities. If we look at the world's biggest world-renowned sport, football, then broadcasting revenue easily exceeds $10 to $15 billion annually. This is if you combine club competitions, international events and domestic leagues worldwide. If you are just talking about European clubs, matchday revenues can range from 20 to 100 million euros per club per season, depending on the size and the success of the club. And in the case of major tournaments like the World Cup for example, ticket sales alone can generate hundreds of millions of dollars. Fitness is also the most practiced sport in the world. And because MuscleBall is intertwined with fitness, this also means that MuscleBall can possibly make even more revenue than what I just listed. And a minute ago, you just saw the concept art of the MuscleBall gym that I believe will take over the fitness industry. Statistics from EBS World and Statista report that the global gym subscription market averages around $50 to $60 billion annually, with the North American market generating about $30 billion in annual gym membership fees. This makes the United States the perfect area to start this new gym franchise. And profits from this MuscleBall movie can be invested in expanding this new gym franchise, but also in promoting MuscleBall more by creating more content and organizing tournaments all over the world. All that being said, I'm really excited about what you think about MuscleBall, and I hope I was able to make my point clear. This was my plan for the future of MuscleBall. In this documentary, you saw what MuscleBall is, what MuscleBall offers as a solution for the different problems in the fitness industry, and what MuscleBall brings in the future. I want to thank all of the athletes who participated in making this documentary and in supporting MuscleBall for the past few years. Because without your help, this fun, new and exciting sport wouldn't be able to exist. So thank you very much. And I hope you too have been inspired to believe in the MuscleBall dream. And lastly, I want to say this.
Dear Dr. Jordan B Peterson, this documentary was made especially for you. I believe that you could be the best person to give MuscleBall the platform that I think it deserves. Because with a platform, we can take the sport to a new level. I have the ambition to make MuscleBall into a worldwide sport. Because it is my dream to connect athletes all over the world, and I see it as my responsibility to pass on this message to other people. The idea is just too good to pass up! For promotion of MuscleBall, I'm open for everything. One thing that I do know is that I can't do it alone. I already received so much help from my friends, my family, the people around me. And it was through their support that MuscleBall could even be something that would be played. And so I am already extremely grateful for where my journey has led me. Because without them, this documentary would not be possible. Yet to get to the next part of my dream, the next stage, the next level, promotion requires an even more professional approach. I am convinced that with the help of a competent and social team, this sport can be taken to the next level. And just a little bit about me. I am a great fan of yours because I have learned so much from you. I've learned how to build myself up, how to get up from difficult times, but also just advice on life, and therefore I see you as a very good friend. But also I would like to look back at my life after I'm old and seeing that I've done everything I could do to help other people. I would like to ask you if you would want to meet sometime to discuss the positive effects of MuscleBall, and I would be very grateful if that would be possible. That being said, I would like to thank you for all of the support that you have given me and all of the help with which you supported me throughout the last years. So enjoy your day and I hope to see you soon. Bye.
I want to thank everybody who helped me make and create this documentary. Especially big shout-outs and thanks to Thijs. Yes, I see you. But also a lot of thanks to all the people who participated and played in the match, who helped film, the people who interviewed. Special thanks also to Loek Stam. He was the man who made it all possible to play MuscleBall in the first place, to give us a space where we could play and a field. And lastly, but not certainly, also I want to thank my family. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching this video and have a nice one. Alright, bye bye.